Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to a tarot reading for the first part of August 2025. It's Serena here. If you like love readings, I have a love reading for your sign up on my second channel, which is called Tarot Alchemy with Rain and Moon. You can check that out. And I actually, on this channel, I have a horoscope for August for your sign as well. We're still in the early part of August, so I guess I could still promote that. Speaking of promotions, I am having a discount on my natal chart interpretation readings as well as my transit readings for the next 12 months. These are astrological readings, obviously. And the discounted price is $49.49. That's in US dollars. And it will be going on until August 9th, through August 9th. And the link for those readings are below. They're each an hour in length. Okay. The heart of the matter is the Hermit card, and this is a card of doing some soul searching. This card is connected to the sign of Virgo, so there might be a Virgo person who you are dealing with. And let me bring the past position card. We have in the past position the King of Pentacles, which is a card of financial sovereignty, or, somebody who's on top of their game financially. So with the Hermit, I mean, that is quite a different type of vibe, if you will. And what I feel like it can kind of be the person who has been in the world and kind of gained on that level, and now they are searching their soul. So, sometimes it can be like a certain phase of life, like it maybe for somebody who's retiring, it's one of those situations where a person is no longer in that game of the financial side of life, but they are actually taking the time to really tune into their higher self and saying, wow, the things of this world are temporary. So yeah, we need them to live, but they're not the end all be all. And sometimes, regardless of how old you are, you might be having a spiritual awakening. And this can also involve wanting more solitude, wanting to go within more for some reason. So, yeah. The higher message is the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, one thing that I wanted to say about those two cards too is if you are involved in a relationship that is rocky, I see the Hermit sometimes as separating from that person. And that is, in that case, the solitude is so that you can hear your own voice and make a decision based on your own needs versus like living under the same roof with somebody that you might want to eventually split up from. And the reason I it kind of jogged my memory is because this is the spiritual message, and Seven of Pentacles is the farmer's card. So it's like, what kind of energy do you put into something to create the results that you want. So if a person, for instance, if somebody is dating and they are expecting, I think with like Cancer, sometimes you might be dating so that you can have this relationship that is a committed relationship or whatnot. And you might be, if the other person doesn't want to commit right away, you might be tempted just to move on instead of investing energy into that situation. If there are if other factors really make it so that you feel you are a match with that person, then throwing it away by being impatient would be a mistake. So it's about watering your plants and nurturing them. And Cancer is very good at nurturing things. And yet, at the same time, it can be knowing when you're putting too much energy into something that isn't yielding what you want. So it can work both ways in that regard. Well, crosses you as the Four of Cups, and this is a card of dissatisfaction, um, maybe disappointment, but it's in the challenge position. So you have to be careful that you are not ignoring the signs of your own dissatisfaction. Why would you be doing this? Well, you may feel like, um, in some cases, the word that came into my mind is clinging, because Cancers can cling with those crab claws onto a person, a place, or thing out of misplaced sentimentality, of this feeling of like it was good at one time, so it could still be good, not wanting to let go. And when you really tune into the nature of your feelings, which, ironically, you're a water sign, so this should be your expertise. But I find sometimes that water signs can, be sometimes the most delusional about their own feelings because they are so sensitive and they're also very subjective. So it's like, I don't know, was it Emily Dickinson who said the heart wants what the heart wants, right? And so sometimes when you think like that or you feel like that, it's like you kind of conveniently ignore what is really happening in that situation. So if you're unhappy in a situation, um, it makes sense to really pay attention to those feelings and not dismiss them as if they have no legitimacy, because they absolutely do. And it may be that you are putting energy into something that is, and maybe unfortunately, sadly, never was what it was cracked up to be. But you were always hoping that sometime, somehow, it would lead to something more. What's coming in is the Page of Swords. This is about having your wits about you. And this is the spy card. So an example would be the married person who hires a private detective so that they can find out what their significant other is up to. So if they have to get a divorce, like a high-powered divorce, they can have all the evidence. They have the receipts or what have you. But I'm not going to just say that that's what's true for everyone. It's really about getting control of your feelings. We have here the Four of Cups, the Page of Cups, and because you are already a water sign, you are cups. And you might have a tendency to be too much in the emotions. And sometimes the Page of Swords can be about really leading with your mind and your logic in whatever situation you are navigating. And the outcome is the Page of Cups. This is a card, yes, it is associated with Pisces, but the cups are all water signs. So this can be your sign of Cancer as well as Scorpio. Pages are the beginning stages of something, or I should say in the yeah, the at the very beginning, not the catalyst per se, but the beginning stages of something. So if this has anything to do with a love situation, you might need to do your research, because Page of Cups can indicate sometimes like a child. So, um, one example is if you are someone who has recently started dating someone and they said they have never had a child, they've never been married, is it true? You know, do you know for a fact that this is true? Are they telling the truth? That's what the Page of Swords is. Have you done your research? Also, it can be a card of being too naive to believing what you hear. So the connection with the child is that children are can be overly trusting. So you have to pay attention to that. And it can also be about if you are dating someone, and you do want children, or you already have like minor children that that person would be exposed to. Do you want to, is this person somebody who's a quality person to have children with, or to bring them around your children? So all of those things could be in play, but opening your heart for new love and not being cynical could be the Page of Cups too. But being, definitely being, uh, doing your due diligence so that you know exactly who you're dealing with. All right, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, I have specials going on with my tarot, not with my tarot, with my astrology readings. They're each an hour long. I have chart interpretation, natal chart interpretation, as well as transits for the next 12 months. They are on sale for $49.49 US dollars. The links to those two readings are below. And I also offer tarot readings, love readings, and career readings, things like that. Even readings for your child, looking so you can understand them better. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.